time on Thursday on the Metal Mixtape. It is interview time, and we're going to call up Hunter Madison of Hunt the Dinosaur. This band is freaking amazing. The first time I ever heard this band, I was like, I need to get this lead singer on the show because this lead singer got swag, pizzazz, stage presence, and amazing vocals. Let's get Hunter Madison on the line.
Yo.
Hello, what's up, Hunter Madison? Welcome to the Metal Mixtape around the world. What is up, dude?
What is up, dude?
Dude, I'm so excited to have you on the show, man. I was telling the listeners, dude, the first time I ever heard you, man, I was like, dude, this guy got to mad swagger, mad stage presence, and this guy got brutal vocals, dude. Like, what is up? How is your night, man? I'm so excited to talk to you, man.
Oh, man, it's going good. The same the past few weeks, just kind of stuck in quarantine and doing the damn thing, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally feel you, man. So, ever since you've been in quarantine, have you been like just laying down the tracks, doing like features and stuff, or what you been up to, man?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of recording and stuff. I also do rap stuff as well. I've just been working on some rap stuff. I'm actually working on like a coronavirus metal song right now. Out here soon, we're just fucking with that, and then once we get through with that, we will be probably working on my next album. Now, I haven't been working on anything on a new album or anything, just like features and like little covers and singles and stuff. But I've always, Hunt the Dinosaur is kind of a like cover band in some aspects, so just been kind of focusing on that and doing that, you know.
Yeah, no, dude, that's totally awesome, dude. I remember the first time hearing you, it was hearing that song Destructo, and like, dude, you just like, I've never heard vocals like that just get busted out like that. Like, I usually listen to like metalcore, like power metal, you know, people like saving dragons with like big fat like lightning swords and stuff, and then I like randomly kicked your video on Facebook, dude, and it just completely blew my mind, dude. And I was like, dude, this guy is freaking nuts, dude. I need to get this guy on freaking my radio show immediately, dude. And then I dived into you, man. I dived into all your work, and then I heard that song Baked, and then I heard your whole discography today at work, dude. And one of the things I admire about your work, dude, is that like, dude, like, not only can you spit when you're doing it live, and like, that's one of the things too, dude, is that when I listen to an artist, like, I have to know he could do it live, dude. And I watch your live videos, dude, and like, you totally bring it, dude. You totally crush it. And not only that, dude, but when you're on stage, dude, you got like a swag about you, dude. Like, you just go up there and you're just like, yeah, what's up? I'm Hunt the Dinosaur. Let's go. Let's get it, dude. So, how long have you been doing Hunt the Dinosaur, man?
I released my first self-titled EP. It's like 5 songs. I released that, I think, in 2015, and then around 2019, last year, is when I released like my first full-length album. It's got 2 of the songs from that EP, one of them being the one you're talking about, Destructo, and another, I got a little bit of that. They were reworked and kind of remastered and mixed for this full-length that came out last year. But it's been going really good, man. I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years as far as Hunt the Dinosaur goes, but I've been doing this. I've been in the scene I've been playing music, so let's see, I'm 30 now, so I've been doing this music since I was about 17, 18 years old. So almost 10, 12 years. I'm a drummer as well, and I actually did a lot of the drums for the album that came out last year, Dinosaur. Me and Bryce Butler were most of the drums for him. So I've only, like, Hunt the Dinosaur is the only band I've ever been a vocalist for. So most of the other bands I've drummed for in my life, but I've been in this metal scene for a while, and I kind of know how it goes and what the kids like to hear. So I kind of just bring to the table what I enjoy and, you know, what has influenced me, and that's what I try to do, man.
So what influenced you from getting on an instrument and then getting right onto the mic, dude? Because you know, you seem pretty comfortable behind the mic, dude. What inspired you?
I mean, I just love. I've always loved really aggressive vocals. Even as a drummer, I always looked up to bands like Slipknot, people like Corey Taylor or people like Jonathan Davis from Korn or something. I just always loved the front man. I always loved the drummers, are the two that I always vibed with. Slipknot was probably the band to really, really get me into music when I was in, I'm trying to think, let's see, I went to a private Christian school growing up, man, so I had to hide the music that I listened to from my parents. When people talk about like how they grew up a metalhead or whatever, like I was the kid who wore American Eagle and Abercrombie and Fitch. I had the cargo pants on. I went to youth group every Wednesday,
yeah,
every Sunday, and I can remember the first Kid Rock CD that came out. It had a big middle finger on it. One of my friends let me borrow that CD, and I had it in my backpack, and my mom found it. She was like, I can remember her calling me into the living room. She was like, Hunter, what is this? And I was like, I'm getting stumbled on my words. And she snapped that CD. She snapped the CD in front of me and was like, you tell so-and-so's parents that they shouldn't be listening to this. This isn't good for them, blah, blah, blah. And so I had to hide that music when I was growing up. I was a true metalhead. I never wore, like, tight pants or painted my fingernails or did anything like with my hair. I was never, like, emo or metal or anything like that. I was just, like, good old country boy that dressed up like American Eagle, Abercrombie and Fitch, and I had this second personality, second life where I would like hide this music on like my PSP little like SD card and like listen to it. Definitely like spanked for metal. I had to suffer for that shit, but I've always loved it. I was born liking it. Like I said, I know I keep kind of rambling on, but
no, I like it.
Slipknot was the first band to really get me interested in music. I saw those dudes in masks, and they weren't even human beings to me. They were more like gods. I just fell in love with that super aggressive sound. And when the album Iowa came out is when I really got serious about music. I got my first drum set in 4th grade, and I got the Joey Jordison export kit. I wanted the Slipknot one. And I got Pisces root cymbals, just like Joey Jordison, and I started doing drumline. I took drum lessons, and I got really serious with drumming. And I'm originally from Louisiana, so when we moved out, I'm from the Dallas-Fort Worth area now, so when we moved out here and I started going to high school out here, there's a really good music program out here in the high school I went to, and that's when I really got serious with drumming, and I got in bands out here, and then when I graduated, it's kind of just a snowball effect. I started meeting more people out here and making more connections, and then I just started recording with bands, and I was in a few bands before Hunt the Dinosaur, and they always kind of just flaked, and it was nothing ever super, super serious, and this is something that I've always wanted to do as a job and kind of, look at as a profession almost, and that's when I started Hunt the Dinosaur, and I wanted to do something vocally, and then here we are. I'm on the phone with you now, and we're stuck inside from the dead-gum coronavirus.
Dude, this is insane.
And I'm trying to wash my mouth that I have to, and I got quite the sailor's mouth, so...
Yeah, no, dude, this is freaking awesome, man. You could straight up make it like a full movie, like 3 series, like Lord of the Rings movie out of your whole life, man. Like that's
just the surface,
dude. Like this is like a script, man. Like I'm gonna like write down this whole interview, dude, and just write a movie and like not give you any money from it.
Oh man,
I'm just joking.
My mother, I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and out of all of my parents' children, my mother tells me that I'm definitely her most entertaining and definitely her most interesting child that she has.
Dude, that's freaking awesome, man. So, how'd you come up with the name Hunt the Dinosaur? Like, I was kind of trying to put one piece and another piece together, like Hunter, cut the ER, put Hunt, and then Dinosaur. Is that kind of how it came along?
That's exactly how it came along. My nickname has been Hunt since I was a kid, and my mom me and my mother are very close, so she's called me Hunt pretty much ever since I was a kid, and then like I've had some friends that have called me that, but I was recording one day, and I was recording my Look At Me Now cover that I released a few years ago, and the audio engineer that was recording me was like, dude, you sound like a freaking dinosaur, dude, on this one part. And I had to come up with a name for the band yet because I was going to release this cover, and I was like, man, I need to come up with a cool name. He said that, and I was like, they call me Hunt the Dino, man, Hunt the Dinosaur, and it kind of like, I paused for a second, and the the light bulb's not too bright up within my cranium, so it was kind of flickering a little bit. And I was like, man, I kind of like how that comes off onto Dinosaur. And then I was thinking, I was looking at it from a perspective, not only do I like that name, but, this name has value to where I can, I can put it within the merchandise and I can put it within the lyrics of it, and it kind of overall theme has that dinosaur theme, and it's kind of a thing where it can be played off as a serious thing, but dinosaurs are also like cute and funny, and you can have kind of a nostalgic kind of comical relief within as well. So it was the perfect personality thing for me, like I'm a serious dude, and I like my craft and I like my music, but I also try not to take life too seriously, and I love everybody and I love human beings. I like, I enjoy making people happy. So it's kind of like the perfect mix of both worlds.
Dude,
Dino, baby.
Dude, that is freaking fantastic, dude. I love it, man. So, you were talking about earlier how, you do rap on the side and everything. So, besides Slipknot, because I know, Corey Taylor, obviously he spits, and so does Korn and all that. But as far as rap artists that inspired you, what are a couple of people that inspired you in the hip hop and rap scene?
When I was younger, it was definitely artists like, as cliche as it is to say Tupac. I was listening to a lot of Tupac.
Dude, Tupac's a legend, bro. Come on.
He is. Well, like I said, my access to music was very limited. So I would go over to my friends' houses and we would play basketball or do whatever. They would jam and stuff. I was really into Tupac. I was always listening to Ambitions of a Rider, and we'd play basketball. I was listening to Biggie Smalls. I loved him. I really loved Boosie Badass. I loved, who was another good one? I loved Lil Wayne growing up. Obviously, everyone liked him. He was really influential. Rap wasn't as... I liked rap, and I definitely listened to some artists, but I didn't seek out rap like I do now. When I was younger, I was a straight metalhead elitist. If it wasn't heavy and it wasn't screaming, it was some girly dancing in the flowers type ordeal for me. It wasn't anything that I could care. If it was singing, I could care less about it. I thought if that was for the women, they could go and do the thing. I wanted the manly screaming, beating on my chest. I'm locked inside of a cage and I need to get out of here. That's the feeling that I like.
Dude, yeah, like a straight raptor, man. No, I dig it, man. I know how that is.
Yeah, but I love, my mom, granted, I was sheltered from a lot of the music that I grew up with. My mother loved music too, and I still grew up with some okay music. Like I got to listen to the Beastie Boys, and I got to listen to, and I know this stuff isn't rap, but stuff kind of like rap. The Beastie Boys or something like. What else is more on the side of that that she listened to? That's the Beastie Boys is all that comes to mind. But I grew up listening to a lot of the rap that my friends listened to. As I got older and I got into high school and stuff, I was listening to a lot of. I liked Hobson a lot, and I liked Funk Volume a lot, and I loved groups like. What's another good one that I was listening to growing up? I really liked. What was it? Oh, the Yin Gang Twins. I love the Yin Gang Twins. I loved all the stuff that they released and everything. And then, as far as now goes, I love artists like Schoolboy Q. I love Big Sean. I like another really good artist. I like Twista. Like all those rappers.
Oh yeah.
If it's good stuff and you flow and it's really good. I even like some of the mumble rap stuff. Even the Migos, they got Offset and them. They got some stuff that I kind of dig. But as long as it's banging, as long as it's good, I vibe with it. No,
I feel you, man. I listen to metal all day, every day, dude. But I'll put on some Juice WRLD. I'll put on some Joji, dude. I'll get down with some. Yeah. I'll get down with some artists, dude.
Oh yeah, exactly. Suicide Boys, love Suicide Boys. Love all that shit.
Oh, bro, dude. Playa, dude, and what was it? Fat Nick and Shakewell, dude.
Oh yeah, Shakewell, love Shakewell.
Dude, I love Shakewell, dude. Shakewell's my boy, dude. I always bump Shakewell on Payday, dude. I've been broke since day one.
I love his music videos. It's like a 90s, 80s type camera usually, and it gives it that weird type of vibe.
Oh yeah, no, I feel you, man. That's freaking awesome. So I've been advertising that I was going to interview you tonight, and I had a question from my friend Cole. He's been in a bunch of metal projects in California, and he was telling me How did you develop to be able to like rap and scream at the same time? Like because I could only imagine like how much like how much breathing you have to do and like how much technique it takes to do that. Like did it take you a while to develop that technique to be able to like rap and scream at the same time and do those gutter growls, or how did you come up to learn that techniques?
It was pretty natural for me. Naturally, being a Louisianian, us Louisianians speak very, very fast, and I found that out moving to Texas like very quickly that I had to like slow down my speech, because over there in Louisiana we get to talk, man, we get to blah 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 blah, and we have to like, pull back. We have to pull back the reins on it a little bit. I guess there's at least from the area where I'm from, the swamp Cajun people. We crawl out of the mud of the bayou, and we get to chit chatting like a chicken or something. So anyway, that's probably a little bit that I attest to, and another part of it is I'm probably the most hyperactive of my mother's children. I had a really bad speech impediment growing up. I couldn't fully speak the English language probably until I was like 7 years old. So yeah, I had to take a lot of speech therapy classes. I had an extremely bad stutter. I don't know, man, my mind just works really fast. The way I process information and like read and look at stuff, like I can read super fast, I can talk super fast. I got to where I started really getting into music, and I noticed, I liked really fast drums, and then, I kind of look at my mouth as a percussion instrument somewhat, so I treated my mouth like a drum, and I just got to where like I started rapping when I was like in 5th or 6th grade. The school that I went to in Louisiana was predominantly African American. I was one of maybe 20 white kids out of 300-400 kids in a middle school. It was predominantly African American. So I was always at the desk with my pen, and I was always doing beats and stuff and freestyling with my friends and stuff. So I got really early access to that really early on. And then once I moved to Texas and started like learning an instrument from a teacher and stuff and really getting down to it and getting in bands, that's when I started kind of taking on. Because I was drumming for bands in high school, but I also, there would be a few bands that I drummed for where they would give me a mic. I would have a mic on the side, and I would kind of do some backup growling stuff. And I always, it almost kind of answers your question earlier, what gravitated me towards the microphone. It just, I loved that spotlight of being the front man and being the only one in the room with the mic and having the spotlight on me, and I enjoy having all eyes on me and, being that entertainer, and that just kind of what drew me to that and doing all that stuff.
Dude, that's awesome, man, dude. See, this is why I like doing interviews, because I would have not known any of this about you, man. Like straight up, dude. Like, I like people watch these videos and, they interpret people a completely different way. And, the way, the reason we do these interviews, because we want to get down to the itty gritty. I would have never, like found out all this stuff about you. And, it's crazy, dude. I could totally relate, dude. Like I grew up in a Mexican family, dude. And, all my brothers and sisters, all they ever listened to was like gangster rap, like Surango, Norteño, like just straight like muy bueno. You know what I mean? Like they're straight hardcore gangster rap. My parents was listening to like some big band mariachi music and everything. And I remember and I remember when like I'd get in my mom's car and I'd tell her to put on the rock station so I can listen to Ozzy, dude, but I always felt like such an outcast, and it's like it's crazy too, man. How you were saying like your mind kind of goes by fast and stuff too. The same with me, man, dude. Like if I read a book, I always have to read it twice, just because like I read through it so fast that like I'll miss something, and I'll be like, oh man, what, like it's insane.
And that's what you meet a lot of people in the metal community that are super just high wired, man, because that music is like one of the only sound that's in Mother Nature that can like keep up with what my brain is trying to process. You get the drum slamming, the guitar slamming, they're screaming in the mic, the bass is freaking pumping, it's the perfect mix, man.
Yeah, no, dude, I totally agree, dude. So we got about 9 minutes left here on our interview. You're listening to Hunter Madison of Hunt the Dinosaur from TXS. Dino. And so, dude, we have 9 minutes left. So one of the other ways I heard about you is I follow one of your homies, Taylor Barber from Left to Suffer.
That band is so sick.
Yeah, dude. You guys just recently went on a tour, right? It was you guys, Bro Job, Left to Suffer. Was it just you three?
Yeah, it was just us three, yes.
Dude, so how was that tour, dude? And how is it like touring with like two other awesome bands, dude? Because like I saw a picture of you, Taylor, and I forget the other guy's name. He featured in
Jacob Wallace.
Jacob Wallace, dude. And you guys are just like an awesome trio, dude. Like, how was that tour, dude? Was it pretty sick?
Dude, that tour was phenomenal. There was not one day of that tour that was even a mediocre day. Every show was killer. Every band did amazing. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of one thing I've noticed, kind of grinding in this metal scene and climbing the ladder of everything. You know, I'm friends with a lot of the bands that I grew up with listening to, and I'm not gonna like solo out anyone, but you meet a lot of weird individuals in this profession.
Yeah.
So it was weird. As weird as it sounds, it was weird to be on a tour that was so normal. Every single person was very level-headed. Everyone was extremely respectful and nice. I cannot thank the Bro Job dudes and the Left to Suffer dudes for the professionalism and the kindness that they all had. It was a very smooth tour. The crowds were insane. The chemistry was awesome. We had a really, really good time. And we're going to do a second part of it, actually, because we just went on. It was kind of like an East Coast type tour. We didn't go to the West Coast at all. So we're going to do a part 2 of it. But
sorry.
It's been awesome, though. So, because you're in the California area, right?
Yeah, well, I'm in Southern Oregon. I'm like California border.
Oh, okay. I know. So we'll be over there probably, I'm hoping, you know, maybe this year, next year at some point. But it was, but I digress. Back to what I was saying. It was a freaking awesome tour. The Left to Suffer boys, I can't praise them enough. Taylor's an awesome vocalist. Peter, Jacob, Christian, all those dudes, they're freaking awesome. The Bro Job dudes, Connor, Jacob. I actually had one of their guitar players. His name is Joshua Hansen. He filled in for Hump the Dinosaur. And the drummer of Hump the Dinosaur is also the drummer of Bro Job, my drummer, Trevor Scott. So it ended up being a really good homie fest. We all got the Bro Job dudes and I shared a van together, and we all rode together with all of our equipment and stuff. And it ended up being a really, really awesome time. That's going to be a part of my life I'll never forget. It was awesome memories.
Dude, tell me a funny moment and a highlight of the tour. Like tell me a moment of the tour where like you were on stage and you really enjoyed the crowd, like one of the shows, and also tell me a really funny moment that happened on tour.
Let's see. Where do I? But there were so many good moments. I'll start with the funny moment first because this was so unbelievable. So we were in New York. We played Brooklyn one night, and that was Brooklyn was out of all the shows we played. Brooklyn had the least amount of people show up. So as far as people goes, that was the show that had the least amount of people. But as far as violence goes, those dudes in Brooklyn get down, son. They did not give a crap who they were hitting, what they were doing. They were getting down. So that show was super, super violent and super, super crazy. All the shows were really, really good. That show was popping off, and then my favorite show on the whole tour, honestly, was our very last one here in Fort Worth, Texas, because it's Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas and better in Texas. It was probably our biggest show. It was probably our biggest show, too. That was a really awesome show. As far as what was funny, the funniest thing that happened on tour, so when we played our Brooklyn show, we all decided that we wanted to go to Times Square and kind of walk around and stuff. So it was like a Wednesday or Thursday, and it was pretty late at night. And I have been to New York once before, and when I went there, I mean, it was just the city that never sleeps. I mean, it was just like you walk around like Tokyo or something, just people everywhere, just bumper to bumper.
Yeah.
Well, that night we were walking out, there was hardly anybody out. I mean, it was like deserted, and this was before any of the coronavirus stuff. Really, so this is mid-January, around January the 22nd, 23rd. So we didn't really know anything about that or had heard anything about that. No, America had been panicked about that or anything. So anyway, we're walking around. And we get to Times Square, and it's lit up, and we're like, there's maybe a total of 15 people on Times Square. I mean, it is dead, but it's lit up, and we're filming and stuff, and we're laughing and looking around. And we see these two SUVs pull up, and these SUVs are probably maybe 15 feet away from us. They're not far away from us at all. And who pops out of the damn SUV? Mofo Snoop Dogg, the man himself.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg walks out of the SUV, and as soon as he walks out, we're all like it instantly, like, I knew 100% in my mind, I was like, that's Snoop Dogg. That's not an impersonator. That's not just some tall dude. That's Snoop D-O-double G.
Yeah.
And so he gets out of the SUV, and then his front security team. He had like one security person who was like the scariest looking person that I've ever seen, and then he had a video guy, and he had like his AirPods in, and he was filming this part for his music video, and we're all screaming like, Snoop, 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 come in. Just looking at him, he's like, hey, what's up, guys? Hope you're doing good, blah blah blah, and we're all like, man, like we just need to rush Snoop Dogg right now. We'll be on TMZ. We'll be famous, man, but we'll be taking shots. We're all laughing and stuff. And so the whole time we're sitting there, and we're hoping that he'll come up to us, but he's rapping and doing his thing, and then he waves at us and says goodbye, gets in his SUV, and just drives off. And we're all looking at each other, and I was like, dude, freaking Snoop Dogg was like 8 feet away from us. Tupac touched that dude's hands. Beast touched that dude's hands. We should have just rushed him. And tackled him.
Bro, that is freaking amazing, and that's something you'll remember for the rest of your life.
I know. Like how big New York City is, the timing of that. We just happened to be in Times Square right then and right there when Snoop Dogg walked out. It was just so weird.
That sounds like fate, man. Well, hey, man, we're getting towards the end of our interview. I want to thank you so much for making time to be on here. I had so much fun. I learned so much. You have some awesome stories. I dig your music, dude. And if anybody out there hasn't heard Hunt the Dinosaur, please check them out. They are brutal. Hunter Madison got the swagger. He destroys the stage. Thank you so much for being on the show, man, and I appreciate it so much.
Hey, thank you so much, man. Like you said, check out Hunt the Dinosaur. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play. I'm on every digital platform. I'll be having some new stuff coming out soon. So once again, thank you, Omar, for the interview and everything. You've been nothing but kind, my friend.
Of course, brother. Hey, would you mind saying, giving me a shout out and saying, listen to the Metal Mixtape?
Hey, what are you doing? You need to get up off your booty and listen to Metal Mixtape with my boy Omar. It's some good stuff.
Sounds good, man. Hey, Hunter, you have a good night, brother. And who knows? Maybe we'll talk soon.
Hey, man. Hey, let's stay in touch, man.
All right, peace, dude.
All right, brother. Peace. Bye.
And that was Hunter Madison from Hunt the Dinosaur. That was such a fun conversation, man. That guy is so freaking cool. I'm so happy you made some time to be on the show. History. He is the 70th interview we've ever had. This is awesome. That was awesome. Wasn't that, honey? That was such a great interview. And I love his stories about the dinosaurs, about his name. He's all saying like dinosaurs are all cute and cuddly and stuff. That was pretty funny, dude. So that's awesome. We have an hour left on the show. We've played like 20 local bands. We had an amazing interview.